counselor here at Focus North High School. Just a reminder to all of you, my room is on the second floor, right next to Mr. Thomas into the cafeteria. I know that you're in high school, so many of you have had school counselors or guidance counselors before. Is that right? Good. Well, today I'm going to do an activity with the class to kind of let you introduce myself a little bit more to you and do some more exercise of what a school counselor can do for you. Before we get into that, I want to go over here to this 3M Post-it. For those of you at home, you can buy one of these 3M Post-its at a teacher store, or you can buy them at Target. I think I got this at Target. And they tape, you just rip them off and they tape up to any surface. So I would hang these on the wall. I'm going to have all my students get into groups of 4. So there should be about 6 groups of 4 within the classroom. Since most of you have had a school counselor or guidance counselor before, I want you to write some words that describe that counselor in here. Let's make sure this is school appropriate and just some descriptive words that come to mind when you think of a counselor. When I give this project to the students, I'll usually let them work on it for between 4 to 6 minutes. It's just a small, get their brains thinking before we get to the activity. On this initial poster, some of the things that the students came up with were helpful, insightful, caring, fun, good listener, encouraging, and friendly. So they really kind of hit home with the helpful and a caring and school counselor kind of point of view in this. Now we're going to go to the activity, which is called School Counselor on Deck. Now that the class is grouped within 6 groups of 4, I will pass out an index card or card to each of the students. And what I did with this was I had 2 index cards together, the white, typed up a question, and again used a colorful marker on the front to kind of introduce the game, and I laminated them. I pass each of them out to one student, so all students in the classroom have one. The class will be divided into groups, and they'll have to think of a team name. Once they think of that team name, I'll write that up on the index or on the whiteboard, or again, we'll use one of these 3M Post-it notes. I'll be the scribe for this, so I'll be kind of running back and forth, leading the discussion and also writing the tally points for who wins and who gets what point. So once each student gets a card, I'll have the first student begin. We'll kind of go counterclockwise. Some of the questions that I put in here deal with confidentiality, some deal about college readiness, work readiness, as well as social issues with bullying, and also some confidentiality. On the first question I said, if I see a student who is being bullied in the hallway, I should A, ignore it and walk away, B, start in with the bullying or spread rumors, or C, let one of my teachers or school counselors know what you witness. On this, it would be C, let one of your teachers or school counselors know what you witnessed. The problem with A is that if you ignore it and walk away from the situation, that you're only kind of ignoring it and not doing anything about it. You kind of become a part of the problem, that you're not sticking up for your peers and other classmates. Bullying is something that happens in every grade level, and I think at high school you really need to reiterate it again. B, starting in with the bullying or spreading rumors is just only going to keep the bullying going on and can get into a worse problem, because then you are the bully again. So C is the best answer, and if you ever see something or someone being bullied, or maybe even being bullied, whether it's cyberbullying or in the hallways, you always want to contact one of your teachers or a school counselor that you trust and you feel safe telling. Another question I use is kind of about confidentiality. This is, if I tell the counselor I got into a big argument with my big brother before school, she will A, tell my parents, B, keep it confidential, or C, let my teacher know. The correct answer on this is keep it confidential. I want students to know that when they come to me, what is said will not be told throughout the school. It won't be a rumor. It's going to be very confidential, and that they can trust me. If I do think it is hurting your academic life, or if you're struggling in your classes, I might say something to your teacher, but not without your consent first, and not before talking to you and kind of letting you know it's in your best interest that your teachers know that you're having some issues also at home. If I do decide to get the parents involved, that's something, again, I will talk to you first and foremost. Most of you are high school students, so you are now older, and hopefully we could have some sort of family meeting where I can facilitate and all that good stuff. So again, by first and foremost, that will be kept confidential. The next question I have is about what a school counselor can do in all aspects of your life. Can I help? What are some of the things my school counselor can help me with at school? A, preparing for college. B, problems I'm having at home. C, issues with my school schedule. Or D, all of the above. The correct answer is D, all of the above. I can definitely help with helping each student prepare for college, whether signing up for the ACT or SAT, deciding which test is probably best for you to take, as well as finding a college or university that would really fit your needs and your lifestyle. And if you need help writing an essay, or if you need a letter of recommendation, you can always come to me. Make sure it's in advance, and we can sit down and talk what we can do to start building your college portfolio. Also, problems at home, again, that kind of ties in with the second question about confidentiality. You can always come to me if there's something that is going on at home, but if it is harming you or harming others, that's something that I do need to tell. If you're having issues with your school schedule, that's something I could sit down and talk to you, as well as a teacher, and help facilitate that conversation to see what needs to be done. This goes with kind of the policy of our school, so this is going back to Focus North. How do I make an appointment with the school counselor? Many of you know, and I said it again today, that my office is on the second floor, right next to Mr. Thomas, who deals with all the transportation where you get your bus passes every day, and also by the cafeteria. So I know most of you are on that second floor at least once or twice a day, either for breakfast or lunch. Some of the answers are just show up at my office, message me on the school network system, or stop by my office to set up a time or an appointment, or have a friend make an appointment for you. The problem with just showing up at my office, sometimes I might not be at my office. I might have a meeting outside of school or with a teacher, or I might be busy with another student. So I never want you to feel that you can't come to me, but again, I do want you to know that I do have a strict schedule, and I would like to set something up in advance. If it's something, an emergency, or a problem that you need to talk about right now, I will be available. You can always message me on LMS, our learning management system. I check those messages every hour, and I'm very good about getting back to you. I know I chat with most of you on there to see how you're doing and keeping up, and that's a great form of communication that most of us use numerous times a day. And the problem with having a friend make an appointment for you, I do like to have what we are saying confidential. But again, if you don't feel comfortable right away making that appointment, I will sit down and talk to your friend a little bit about why he or she is making this appointment for you. But it is very important that you come see me if you're having difficulty. This is kind of why I'm doing this exercise, so you feel comfortable coming to me. You get all the pieces that I can help you put together. So here's my list of cards. If I was doing this in a normal classroom, I would have a card for each student. So usually I would say about a deck of cards, or 52 or so cards. I know classroom sizes aren't that big, but it's good to have these readily available. And again, always laminate them so you can use them again and again. So that was School Counselor on Deck, and it kind of gets the kids talking. And after each question they answer, we discuss it a little bit. So they do kind of, it's just not a question and answer. They do kind of understand the policy of our school, as well as there are every situation can be different. So it's very good to put these questions down on writing so that they can see, as well as they can go ahead and kind of look at that. Throughout that exercise, I do tally up points from each student. So they'll know definitely, and I will hand out candy and any kind of incentive to get them really engaged in the exercise. After that, I hand them, again, one of the other 3M Post-it notes, and I have them write down a couple of more descriptive words that really tie in kind of what they know and what they think about school counselors. Again, I have them in their groups, so each group would have 2 of the 3M Post-it notes. And with the second batch of students, they kind of explored a little bit more, and they used words like dependable, encouraging, open-minded, mentors, caring, confidential, helpful, and nice. So again, just kind of get their brain working and getting some of those descriptive words out there. After that, I give each student a puzzle piece. These puzzle pieces you can pick up at your local teacher's store or Walmart or Target. They do have them, or any kind of place you have that can show. You can even make your own if you want. I decided to pick mine up because I'm not the best at arts and crafts. Anyways, in their group of 4, I'll have them kind of put together their own puzzle piece, their own where it all fits together, and have them come up with a saying of what they kind of learned, or what a school counselor can do, or what they can help you with. My example just shows a school counselor can help you pull it all together. And then I laminated this. After I pick up each group's puzzle piece, I was going to display them on a bulletin board somewhere and kind of show what our students had learned about the exercise. So it's very good to show the school and other students who were not involved in this exercise what we kind of learned and all of that. For my students to take home, so they can, discuss with their parents regarding what they did today during class with the school counselor, is questions for either parents or students that they have about the school counselor, about their students' academic career or growth, or even social development. So I have a lot of questions on here about should I take AP courses, or can I look at my transcript? These are some questions that each student kind of likes to know, but maybe they don't think of. So having them take this home and talk to their parents about, maybe they can come up with a list of questions. Other ones I have on here is when do I apply for college, and about financial aid. Other things are about, I have some students in my classes that are English speakers, so they're English learners, and I have what are the best ideas that I can learn English if I'm not fluent, and what kind of school support activities do I have at our school that you might want to ask, or extracurricular activities. Other questions I have kind of about bullying that I went to is if a parent wants to know what kind of course of actions that their student's being taken in with this bullying. There's also follow-up with the victim and proactive programs that we do around the school that I kind of can just let the parents know what's going on, as well as the students. Just basic stuff like that. Again, some issues with discipline and safety, and kind of if they want their students to monitor their progress and kind of see where they're going. A lot of this stuff the school counselor will need to collaborate with their teachers and principal and building administrators on, because it's not something that you can take all on at once. But it does get the wheels turning and kind of getting the parents involved to ask questions, something that they may not know that they could ask or didn't think of before. So this is kind of a good takeaway that each student can use on to their parents to discuss that night. And again, I want each student from this exercise to come with me within the next week with their own question they have, so I can kind of add to the list. And then we can go over that and talk a little bit about that and all that good stuff. All right, well, thank you again.